Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. Matchup between USA and Samoa. Now, because there are two pitches for the LA Sevens, it actually means that this game already started while we were still covering Fiji versus Australia. But currently the USA, they've got themselves the early try of Brazil only about 90 seconds into this contest. And a great start to the match for the USA. Samoa managing to get themselves a win over Kenya in their opening contest, so they will be hoping to build a little bit more momentum. But Lucas, the camp, he will get himself another try on the Sevens circuit. So now after 2 minutes, the Samoans have conceded twice. What's up, you dirty dogs? Says Xander as his match for 11th place. This match is a part of the eliminator finals, or kind of the group stages of the teams that originally were going to get promoted and relegated from the Sevens circuit, up until World Rugby decided to change the format for next year, which does mean now these games mean a lot less for these side, but they can still go from Division 2. They can stick to Division 2, I should say, or they can end up in Division 3, depending on some of the results. But it will be a lot easier to explain tomorrow when we get a little bit more of a fair indication. Hamish, did you hear the news? It depends on what the news was. That one's going to be kicked off by the USA, nicely claimed by the Samoans, with Owen Nui able to bump off one. Steve Thomasine takes him down low. Going back across to the left-hand side, but the USA have come to play in this contest, already scoring themselves the 2 try. Well, already 10 now. Nice pass on the outside, chance for the Samoans with open space. Lucas, the campus there, goes for the offload. Nice run from Motu Opitai. Places the ball, tries to go again, but over the ball, the USA able to get themselves the clean steal. And it's going to be another penalty going the way of the USA on the ground. I've said that the Samoans did play at it. It's about rugby. Well, it depends once again on what it is. So to keep on, why not put a Sevens leg in Fiji? The stadium will be filled, maybe not as much gate money, but a bit of visual. Yeah, see, it's like, it makes sense for us when we say it, but I don't understand what the difference is between what people, in terms of the fans, say compared to what they decide to do. Like, the 16 teams for me makes sense, rather than this whole, like, first best third place team and second best third place team. I feel like that kind of takes away from the prestige of making it to a quarterfinal a little bit. Passed on the outside here for the Samoans. Owen Nui goes through and scores the try. And that is a big one. Breaking through the tackle attempt of Jacob Brazil. And Samoa now with 3 minutes left on the clock have managed to get back into this contest. Yeah, really nicely done by Nui. It's our Hamish from the Kiwi Lads, almost at 64 subs, or sorry, 64k subs. I don't know if you know who that is. It's had a catchy title. I of course know who that is, but I didn't know that we were close to 64. It sounds weird to say, but I don't actually really keep track of all the stats and whatnot. I just kind of schedule streams for the weekends and then just do them. So, yeah, I guess we're doing all right in that regard. I couldn't actually tell you how close we are to 64. We could be 100 off. We could be 1,000 off. But, yeah, we're slowly growing quite nicely. Going off to the right-hand side now. Tack and run from Afoi Falaniko. Now passing it on the outside. Chance for Owen Nui again. This time, oh, that was a tip tackle on him. And that should be the penalty advantage. Yes, it is. It might even be a yellow card for the USA here. But Samoa, after the quick start from the US, have managed to fight back into this contest. Looking for the offload. And it's another try. This time for the Samoan win. We got another blow of the whistle here. Motu Opitai gets his second try of LA. I'm just trying to hear whether or not the referee does say that it is a yellow card for the US for the tip tackle. We did get the legs above the horizontal. Just a really nice offload from Savayanea. And then Opitai finishes it off. Makes the kick a little bit easier, but still not the easiest. But he gets the kick over. Making the score now 12 points to 10 in favour of the Samoans. Or at least I thought the flag from the ref did look like it's up. We have got the Hamish, when you do 100k subs, will you do 100k subs special? I would assume so. Oh, I'm not too sure what to do though, because normally what people do for like a special live stream, I'll play the man of the year, Samoa, are going to get sent to the bin. We're there standing showing a women's game right now, not Samoa, says Hanoi. Is there a second channel somewhere? Because for us here in New Zealand, we've got the main channel, which is Sky Sport 3, and then Sky Sport 9 has the separate field. But yeah, hopefully they got something like that. I don't like the fact that they're doing 2 games at the same time. Like, I feel like if they made it a 3-day event, they could have squeezed all the games in without having overlaps, and it would have been fine. But yeah, it's unfortunate they've done it this way. 1 minute remaining, and USA will have the opportunity to kick this ball towards the touchline. But yeah, like I was saying, for 100k subscribers, normally someone would do like a special 5-hour stream or something, but we can't really do that because we just stream for like 20 hours on the weekends anyway. So I feel like it would have to be something different. Find some sort of something to do. But now, looks like a change is about to be made, or has been made for the USA. Can't find it, never mind, lol. Says Hanoi. Motu Opitai will be off the field for another 2 minutes. Just a 1 minute remaining of this first half, and the scrum has been decided on by the USA. Goodrum out to put this ball in. And Blues, Nate, how are you, brother? Says Blishing, going to be a free kick now to the USA, who will look to move this one to the right-hand side. Quick hands, nicely done. Lucas Lecamp with a bit of speed down the wing. Owen Nue will not catch him. And Lecamp gets another, little bit of a late shot from Owen Nue. I think he tried to help him, stop him. I want to say he was trying to stop him anyway, but he looked like he was trying to also stop himself. And that'll give the USA the lead now, 15 points to 12. Of course, we should mention this was the game last year that knocked Samoa out of the Champions Series. The USA, it was a really sad game to cover because either way, one of these 2 great sides was going to be missing. They've got quite a storied history. And maybe it'll be the next World Cup when you get it. Somewhere around there. Or maybe the World Cup after that, or at least maybe a year or 2 after that next World Cup. I'd say would be a relatively good goal. Like, I honestly don't have any plans in terms of what the milestone, like when we want to hit it by or anything like that. Looks like Samoa are just going to kick this one into touch. So we'll make the score 15 points to 12 now. The USA leading this one by the 3 points. Such a crucial game for the outcome of this group. So, of course, both sides will want to get the victory. I'll just have a quick look because I'm unaware of what USA versus Portugal ended as. I assume that the US would have got themselves the win, although Portugal not a bad side, so might have been a challenging one. USA, Portugal, 26 points to 15. So I think that Portugal might be a tough side to beat, and we do get to see them play up against the Samoans tomorrow. Right, no changes by the sounds of it from the coach here. They're just going to continue to do the same thing and hope that they can get themselves the victory. I hear the coach just saying they will fatigue as the comment. We'll see whether or not the USA can run away with this game a little bit more. Portugal's solid team, says Benvai. And yeah, it's those type of teams that I do feel sorry for when they've changed the format. But you're going to hear me mention it a few times throughout the weekend. But, you know, someone like Portugal working their way up to have a chance at getting promoted. And now they don't get to be promoted if they were to win all their games from here. Yes, they could be in Division 2, but that's still the equivalent, in my opinion, as the Challenger Series. Are you happy that Portugal are a good team, says how to catch a title? I do like the fact that Portugal are doing well. Thought that they were a very entertaining side to watch in the Union side of things for the Rugby World Cup. We're actually going to get to cover a Portuguese game in the 10.5 minutes time. Portugal growing from strength to strength, says Lilia B. And there as well. They're talking about Perry Baker possibly needing to be called in to this USA team in the relatively near future. Because I was born in Portugal, but I didn't grow up there. A real good stanky flesh and cold weekend. Keep them warm. Now kicked off by Samoa for the second 7 minutes. Just travels the 10. My other rant is I have to stream this illegally in the UK as I have no idea who is showing this up here if anyone is, says Fleshin, which it used to be so easy, didn't it? It was like they had it on the Sevens website for places that didn't have a broadcaster. They also had it very clearly like shown where to watch the games leading up to it. This one in particular for the second field was luckily easy to find for us here in New Zealand, but I think otherwise would have been quite tough. I think Rugby Pass TV, though, Fleshin, might actually have it. I think I heard one of the commentators say it earlier on, so I definitely check out that if you want the non-illegal one. Maybe CR7 should play for them, says Atakechi title. Now, going to go off to the left-hand side here for the USA. Gap opening up for Steve Thomasine. And it doesn't look like Mialoi will catch him. There's another try now for the USA. That will give them the lead of 8 points, which could be just enough in the world of sevens. Still 6 minutes remaining in this half, though that is plenty of time for multiple tries to be scored. Steve Thomas seeing some good pace shown. Talked about Samoa fatiguing, but that's going to be a fatiguing run for him too. Do you know who CR7 is? I do indeed, yes. And come on, Samoa, keep pushing us. See, here's a Blues, Nate. Yeah, that one will be a frustrating one for these Samoans. Just not quite clinical enough on attack. Oh, time has been turned off. That is because of a change that is being made for the Samoans. Right, time is now back on. Currently, it's 5 seconds remaining before he has to kick it. He does get rid of it. Second half going to be very interesting. See, here's Xander. That one's going to be claimed nicely. And now short pass off to Lucas LeCamp. This game is pretty much over now. The USA getting themselves another one. What date is the All Blacks 2025 naming? I believe it's mid-June that we do get to see that AB squad announced. I know that the British and Irish Lions are being announced on the 8th of May. So that is just around the corner. Lucas LeCamp right next to the sideline. Referee watching his feet closely to make sure that he didn't go into touch. But in front of a home crowd, the USA are now putting on a bit of a show. Kick from the sideline is just short and to the right. The score will remain 25 points to 12. Still plenty of time left for Samoa, but it is getting tougher and tougher. They would need 2 converted tries if they did want to go on and win this game, and they've just knocked that ball backwards. Malani Matavao, of course, one of those main guys that we used to see alongside Va'a Pilomaliko, both of them no longer with the Samoan Sevens side. And all the players who have stayed, including Valvas Afasua, of course, one to keep an eye out for. Nice grabber behind by Motu Opitai, and that is a fend and a half. Flattens the USA player, and it is the try between the sticks for Samoa. Will you be live streaming the AB's naming, Hamish? Possibly. I haven't really decided because some years we've done a live stream for it and other times we've just kind of announced it as a video, but I think we'll end up doing some sort of stream for it perhaps. And when South Africa's game, South Africa's next match, they are going head-to-head with the Great Britain side, and that is at 10:13 a.m. New Zealand time, so that is in 30 minutes time. So pretty much we've got Kenya versus Portugal as our next game that we're covering, and then straight after that it is into South Africa versus Great Britain. Now it's going to be kicked off by the Samoans. 3 minutes remaining in this match, and they have played the man in the air. Probably lucky not to end up with another card. In that case, I think USA were asking for one. And when is South Africa naming their team? Who's South Africa playing this year? They've got quite a few games, South Africa, including the Barbarians, which has been announced as a bit of a historic game as their opening contest. Late June, I think, is when we're going to get to see the Barbars on South African soil. But in terms of their team naming, I'm not actually too sure. I assume it would be around that same stage, though, somewhere in mid-June. Might be when Rassi decides to name it, although he normally gives a little bit of a heads up. So we should know roughly when it's taken place. It's going to be thrown over the top. Now, looking to find his way through was Lucas LeCamp. Gets back up to his feet. Has another little crack at it. Good rim. Back across to the left-hand side. 2 minutes remaining. LeCamp might have a bit of an injury here. But slow getting back up to his feet. Brazil with a good run, lands flat on his face. Short side now for Cummings. Is a drag backwards. Hamish, you are scaring me a wee bit. In what regard? Off to the right-hand side, Thomasine goes to Lucas the Camp once more. Bit of a rough pass, but it does. Oh, that's going to be a yellow card here for Samoa again. Unfortunately, they just don't seem like they can catch a break when you see the Barbars. Says out a catchy title. Okay, they are just checking to make sure that they've got the right guy for the yellow card. Once again, another one. Yep, just got Rugby Pass showing it. Says Fleshin. Yeah, so hopefully that does help you out for the other days, and hopefully it's slightly better quality. But once again, the only reason I knew that, even though I'm doing the streams and we get asked all the time where to watch it, the only reason I knew that was because of a little subtle comment that one of the commentators made in between games when I had my headphones on, and he said, catch the other field on Rugby Pass TV or your broadcasters. What happens to Samoa now, says Kevin. So they do stay in the competition. There are still a few more games to go, but they will have to win their next one up against the Portuguese to finish a little bit higher to then have a chance of playing off to stay in Division 2. It's going to be knocked on by the USA. So I believe they will just go back for the scrum. It's actually a Motu Opitai red card because he had already got the yellow card from earlier on. I've just said this will be USA's second win, although there's still a minute 20 remaining and Samoa have got the scrum feed, so this game far from over. In that case, Perry Baker, he's got the bib on at the moment, trying to fire up his team. It's the third match in a row that we have been covering of the Sevens in terms of just this little section. Next game will be Kenya versus Portugal, and then South Africa, Great Britain, followed by Argentina versus France. Then we get about an hour off, and then we are pretty much straight back into it with some more Sevens. When is the next game you're streaming? In about 5 minutes, and that is Kenya versus Portugal. So it's just pretty much all back to back to back for the next 3 games. Ball is fed in by Samoa. Find themselves very deep inside of their own territory. Will need a line break of some sort or possibly a penalty in their favour, but the USA do get one for themselves instead. This should pretty much secure the game. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the USA opt for... Oh no, they go for the scrum. I was going to say maybe they even opt to just kick this one over the posts. And this one will use up a little bit more of the time remaining. Just talking about the losing bonus point for Samoa. It is currently in play, which could be quite handy with this group. And what was the Great Britain score? I missed the game at work, says SP. So Great Britain versus Argentina. Argentina won at 33-26, I believe it was in the end. So GB got themselves a bonus point. That was very close to the line for the USA, only about 5 minutes out. Aaron Cummings round the side, once again short. Samoa managed to hold him up. And they do get themselves the ball now. Or do they? I think it's actually going to be a scrum feed for the USA with the rules of the Sevens. Oh no, they're doing a TMO check here now too. Well, I thought Samoa would win this. And that one going to be nicely done by the USA, though, if they have been able to control this game and win it. I just want to see whether or not... Oh, that ball was close to the try line, to be fair. Might have got the point of the ball down just over the try line. This might be just enough to actually be awarded here. We're going to hear it from the referee, who we can't actually hear at the moment. Oh no, sorry. It's going to be a scrum for blue. It's no try. He's held up. Now, the question that the USA are asking, yeah, okay. The referee's just worked out it's actually a USA scrum. Now, the reason that it is a scrum for the USA is because of the rules of Sevens. It's still based off the old rugby union rules in terms of if you get held up, it's a 5-metre scrum, but it's an attacking scrum for the team. So more than likely, the USA should still be able to win this game. I don't know whether or not they'll go for one last try or whether they'll just kick this one into touch and say thanks very much for coming. We have got there. You're doing the Landers Pacifica today? I am not. That's a game that we are going to take off just because I'll enjoy a bit of sleep, I'd say. During that one might be a good idea, seeing as we have got another all-nighter tomorrow night. But now ball about to be fed in for the USA. What is their tactic? They are up against a six-man Samoa. So do they go for one more? Nope, they kick it into Dutch. They secure the win. And the USA beats Samoa 25 points to 19. But now we will go over to our next live stream. That is Kenya versus Portugal. As Samoa playing again after this. They do play tomorrow up against Portugal. But at the end of the day of the Sevens, we will be doing all the scheduling of the other matches. So be sure to keep an eye out for that as well. But we will jump over to the next one. And I will see you all for the next one.